All right, we'll leave that open. Get rid of that. All right, well, welcome to the December office meeting. Good to see so many of you online and those of you here in the office. Might be a shorter one, so that'll be good. Get you back out there doing the things you need to. We know December is a busy time of the year, but we appreciate you taking the time out. It's a good time to also continue your planning for next year and prepping for everything that's to come in 2025. So let's go ahead and get started. And everybody, just as we go, feel free to jump in if you have questions along the way, but we think we got some things that'll help you get prepped up and again, help us focus on gaining that market share next year. All right, first, just real quick, we'll go over a few things that are going on in the market. You guys have been updated on these often, but always like to start it out and give a little idea. You can see the course of this is showing activity throughout the entire year. The orange line is this year, and you can see it's comparing it all the way back to 2020. And you can get a sense for the rhythm. Most of you who have been in the business for a little while understand how things go throughout the year in terms of activity. But always good to see that that orange line is above last year, which is fantastic, still at this time of year. You can see all those dips in there for the holidays, knowing everybody's taking off. But wanted to just give you an idea so that we know what to expect, and we'll be ramping back up as we get into the new year. But here's kind of where we're at with showing activity, again, above last year's pace. This graph we shared out as well. We've been doing it all year, trying to give you an idea of just what pricing looks like as we go throughout the year, each month, what our average sale price has been, and comparing that back to last year. Always a bit of a curve to it, right? Currently, there's been just under 9,000 properties sold in that overall G area, just slightly behind last year. Last year, we were just over 9,000 at this time, and an average sale price of 381, about 381,600. So that's actually almost a 7% increase over the average from overall last year, where we at about 357 last year at this point in time. So those prices have held strong. If anybody was concerned about that, you can help them out by sharing that stat. And a while back too, we showed what that looks like by all sorts of different areas and school districts, and we'll be coming out with that again in the new year, so you can see a little more detailed information on that. All right, any guesses on what this chart is? Ooh, very close. Yeah, you're on the right track. It's over, I'll give you a hint too, it's over, multiple years. You can have inventory. I'll give you multiple choice. Inventory could be active listings, could be what else that happens. There's sales that happens when something's not quite closed yet. It might be okay. Yeah, there we go. And it could really be essentially this graph or that wave could apply to any of those if we look at the course of time. Any guess of what time of year those or what month out of the year? We'll pick. Can you see my cursor up there? What month out of the year are we looking at right here? Close. We're warmer. We're warmer. Yeah. What about this one over here? Yeah. Nice. And this one over here. All right. We're just showing that to give you a sense too of it's the flow of the market, right? And also when we see things, so they hit about the lowest level, but then it's really starts, that's where the bottom hits and we start that upward swing. So we're kind of in that period right now. It doesn't mean your business has to necessarily match this, but wanted you to just always be, especially for those two who may have not gone through a lot of these cycles, to just understand what that looks like. And then it might be interesting too to take a look at your business and see how it compares over the course of the year, and if you see similar peaks and valleys or or if you figured out some ways to eliminate those. So right now, that's what's going on with the market. But what we want to talk about is continue to push, our rally cry for 25. So 1 in 5 and 25, and gaining that market share. So we want to give you some resources to work through now, as that chart just showed the slower months of the year. If you're not active with those sales, it's a great time to put some things together to ramp up those sales. So here's what we got for you this month, and I think it'll be something you like. So put a link to this also in the chat, or you could grab the QR code. So this is a commitment letter. It might be a little small for you guys to read here, but if you grab that QR code or the link, you can read through it. So what Remax did, and this is over the course of a several year study, they put together this letter and put it in front of thousands of clients and potential clients, tried multiple different verbiages. And it is very much just a letter stating what, as an agent, you're committing to do for that client, setting some expectations. So being grateful for the trust that they've placed in you, using all of their skills and their knowledge, your skills and knowledge on their behalf, listening first, kindness, empathy. You're hearing all these keywords in here. Remembering what the home means to them and their family and their future, protecting their private details, which we know is obviously part of our fiduciary responsibility as well, putting their needs first and foremost, and earning their trust through actions and integrity. And this tested through the roof in terms of how the clients or potential clients responded to it. So we wanted to provide this to you when you have those opportunities. We think this can really help you separate yourself from the rest of the competition, because we know they're not coming in there with something like this as well. So you can personalize it if you would like. The document that you can download here is just a Google Doc, so it's editable. You'll be able to view it, but then just save a copy. But these have been very specifically written and tested sentences. So you certainly can change them, but just know that they didn't come randomly. They've been surveyed by thousands of clients out there.
Dave?
Yes.
Hey, Dave, is this something you sent us something similar to this a few weeks ago, though, right? I remember something like this.
Yes. So just reiterating it and wanting to get this into more people's hands.
Okay.
Yeah, so highly encourage you to take it, try it. We really do think it's going to be a separator for you when you get those opportunities. All right. Next on the list. How many people, and you can either mention in the chat or here in the office, do on a regular basis, like do annually every year, or have sent out just an annual market update letter or an annual letter to their sphere of influence? We got one. All right, sweet. CMA, that's a great idea too, to all your past clients or current homeowners. So fantastic. Nobody online does it either. Okay. All right. Well, this is your year. This is your chance. So, all right, Joey is coming through every January. Fantastic. Good work, Joey. So we hear, lots of things get in the way, right? You're busy. Maybe your list of addresses aren't, up to snuff. Maybe it's you just meant to write that letter, and as you were doing other things, before you knew it, it was, the end of February, and you felt like it wasn't relevant anymore, so it never went out. So we took the time, we put a letter together for you. It has a great summary of what happened in the market, and it also provides a little bit of forecast of what's going forward, and even some calls to action in there if they want some more specific details, not just like Justin mentioned, a CMA. We actually say in here, if they want to full evaluation of their entire real estate portfolio, or if they're just to try to understand, hey, maybe they have multiple properties, maybe they're interested in looking at investments. So there's a great call to action in there as well if they're looking for some more specific details. So that you can grab with that QR code there, or there's also a link in the chat where you can download that and again save a copy and edit it as you would like. And if you want any help with that, creating whatever the mail merge or anything like that, reach out to us and we can help you get that set up. Absolutely, yeah, for you here in the office. So the letter's done for you. So what about step two? The other thing that we hear is like, well, I just don't have a great set of addresses for whatever reason, you know. To do that, or I'd have to pull it together, I'd have to edit it, all those types of things. So we can help with that. All of you are very familiar with .loop, right? So any of your past purchase clients, any of your buyers, we are in the process and we're through 2021, about 6 more days, and we'll have all of 2024. All the information for what they purchased is in there, right? Their address, their name, their email address, and then also you as their agent is all tied to them. So all this information is in a spreadsheet. And if you would like all of the buyers, because we're talking about buyers here because they're the ones who are in that house, right? Now, they may have potentially moved again if they moved in 2016 or whatever it might be. We can provide you a nice, clean spreadsheet of all of that information, of every single property address, of those buyers' names, as well as those buyers' email address, and even the close date for that particular property. So now you'll have all of that information that you can take and use for sending out your letters. Anybody interested in that type of information? All right, I got some head nodding. Good. The other thing we recommend with that is take a look at your database right now once you have that sheet and do a little audit. Make sure you haven't missed anybody from there and check on that. Great way to update your CRM because, again, it's all right there in a spreadsheet. All right. So if you want that info once it's done, for those of you online, I'd like you to put a yes in the chat and we will get to work on that. For those of you who are in office here, I got a nice yellow pad and a pen. I'm going to hand it off over here. And if you want that, I'll write your name on it, the pad, and we'll get that pulled together for you so that you can take that letter and get it out to all your clients and be ready for January, right? All right, good. Getting lots of yeses in the chat. At the very least, like I said, even if you're not doing a letter, great way to do a quick audit going into the new year. Make sure you have all your people in your database. Yes, Justin.
Your list,
Oops.
is it automatically going to, like I put my name on it, is it automatically going to have everyone on my team or just?
So that a little bit depends on how you did your loops. Now, I believe from looking at the data in your team, I believe all of you guys are separate. So it's very easy for us to compile that whole list together for you to review and look at the CRM as a team, and then also spit it out so you know who it is for each individual agent.
All right.
Yeah. No, it's great. It's a beautiful thing. I know we all have to take the time to put all that information in there, but it certainly is valuable in times like these to go back and pull it all out. Great question. All right. Now I got a question for all of you. So if you or would 18 valuable contacts with your sphere over the next year, do you believe that would result in more opportunities for you? Yes. All right. Good. Yes. Wasn't a trick question or anything like that. So great. Good. I didn't get people online responding. That's fantastic. All right. Well, we want to help with that as well. And since we have all that data, here's some things that can be done with it. And then this is all optional, but again, things that we can help you with if you desire. So since we pulled all that data, it is very easy to take that spreadsheet and upload that into Bold Trail, also known as KV Core, but now Bold Trail. When doing that, we can do multiple things, and it's fantastic because we have their address, we have their email address, and we have their first and last name, we have their closing date. We can add some hashtags in there to help you identify them in whatever ways that you would like. Obviously, past client, buyer, whatever it might be. So that's very easy to add to the list. And then as well, when we upload them, we can set them up on some things very easily. So here's a couple of those that we want you to make you aware of. Oh, that's backwards. And so when uploading them, we can set them up for, that's not market reports, market reports. That'll happen we can set it for a different cadence, but every 28 days. We know everybody's always curious what's going on in their neighborhood. They see that house for sale, their neighbor's house, whatever it might be. This report is going to help them stay up to date on that, provide them with that information regularly. So that will go out to them from your email with all of your contact information, all of that on a regular basis. We also know their home anniversary, right? We can set up a home anniversary message to make sure that that goes to them every single year and that you never miss them. So that's 13 contacts right there just by uploading them to the CRM. The other great thing about that is now you're in regular contact with them through our CRM. So if they happen to go to remax.com, they happen to go to a different agent's website and they start searching and they put in their contact information. Since you've been in contact with them and you're in their CRM, they're going to get pushed back to you. Now, if you're not in regular contact with them through your CRM, that could end up going anywhere. So it does help with that, as well as you'll get notified that, hey, they're on there looking at different things so that you can be able to reach out to them. It's also going to create what they call a seller score. So it gives you some information through analytics about, hey, who's more likely in some of these different windows of the different characteristics of people who might be thinking about of making a move. So some great benefits from that just by having them in there. On top of that, and then this is actually going to give you a bonus one because this is going to be 19 contacts, so even more opportunities. Well, we can set you up on what we call our fundamentals program through the $20 million referral program so that they get basically 6 things throughout the year, all up-to-date information, super valuable material like our renovation cost summary that we put out every year. So these are all going to be homeowners. It's great information that's updated every year, especially if they're thinking about doing anything to their home and wondering where should they put their money, what's it going to cost. And so we encourage you to take advantage of that as well. So all said and done, just by putting that in there, we can work with you so that you gain all those opportunities that we talked about from the beginning that you said you believed would happen if we do this. Again, all in an effort to help you get to 1 in 5 in 25 by doing it through your sphere. Questions about any of that? All right. We got lots of yeses in there, so we'll get started on it. And we'll start by just getting you all of the information, and then we'll follow up to see if you want to do any of the additional things. And again, work on getting that in place for you for next year. All right. Leveraging your listings. All right, so this is both a tool to share with your sellers, and it's going to give you some leads, and there's going to be some auto nurture involved in this. Anybody online or anybody in here receive a recent text message from me when a new listing came up suggesting or giving an opportunity for boosting? All right, I got yes from Karen out there. All right, here's what I wanted to share. It is super easy. It takes less than 30 seconds, and maybe consider this your digital postcard. If you go on to Bold Trail, go into your listings, search for your property. Maybe instead of spending the money on postcards, you want to spend your money on online ads. You click on your listing, you go to Boost Property, get started, and follow the prompts. You select if it's a new listing, a price reduction, template you want to do. You select for how long you want to boost it and what amount you want to pay, and you're done. This is the desktop version. You can also do it if you're like, I'm never on my desktop and you're mobile. If you download the app onto your phone, again, it's just as easy. Go to the listings tab, type in the address, find the address. Once you're there, you can click on boost this property from the menu. Here's the prompt again. You pick if it's what type of ad you want. Again, open house price reduction sold, new listing, select the time and the amount you want to pay, and put in your information, and you're done. So the beauty of this is we've done boosting before. You got all sorts of things coming through, leads, and everybody's like, oh, well, it's all in my email. And then it made it somewhat challenging, or the roadblock there was the follow-up. And so the great thing about this is all these are going to get dumped right into your CRM. And through some behavioral automation, we can say, hey, when this comes in, make sure you follow up with this particular campaign. And that's a really easy thing to do. All we need to do is a couple of clicks on the behavioral before you even do this, before you even put the ad out there. We just say, hey, if a lead comes in this way, mark this way, make sure it hits this campaign. And again, those campaigns, just like that commitment letter, are ones that have been tested through thousands and thousands, if not millions, of iterations to and potential leads to get the best results. So we highly encourage you to stick with, for these leads in particular, some of those default buyer follow-up programs. So you're going to get some automated nurture for all of those leads, because these are going to be longer term leads. And so why not have the system just do it automatically? On top of that, it's another tool for you to be able to share with your sellers, because you can show the information of, hey, here's something else that I'm doing to help get your property sold. Especially, we're seeing more and more homes sit a little bit longer. Maybe you don't do it right off the bat. Maybe you pull it in later on in the process and say, hey, well, we could do this, or I'm going to do this, try to stir up some more activity. Or if you have an open house coming up and you really want to drive some more activity, a great way to go. Not super expensive. And the beauty of it is we took out kind of that challenging step of saying, okay, are you consistently following up for your 7, 8, 9, 10 times in order to make some of these leads work?
Facebook ads or Google or all.
That I have to check on exactly which platforms that it goes on, because there's a couple other ad sources that you can do through the program. I just got to make sure I don't tell you the wrong thing of which platforms these ones go on. Great question. All right. And finally, all right, this guy's having fun texting. So we we wanted just to remind you, and I've been having some fun texting too. We wanted you to remind you guys of just something fun through Remax. Some of you have probably been getting some of these stickers from me or from some of the staff members. But also, there's great ones in here for you to use with your clients, just to have a little fun. And they're Remax branded, and they're available just for free on the App Store. Just search for Remax stickers. There's some Spanish ones in here as well, if you work with some Spanish-speaking clients. And so, just a great way to uh, just kind of take that. It's in a small way, but take kind of that exciting moment to a next level in the way that you're communicating back and forth with some of your clients. So kind of fun from that standpoint. So I just encourage you to grab it. It loads right into your texting app, so it's very easy to use. Give it a shot. Why not, right? All right. We are starting to wind down here, but this is some photos from our Refocus event. And during that event, there was many of you there, and many of you took the time and the opportunity to do a little envisioning of what your next year of sales is going to look like. And we told the story of a coach who would size their team members at the very beginning of the year for their championship rings, setting that vision for where they're headed. And so we wanted to do something a little bit the same with the visual of signing a certificate for our club level for what we're going to achieve in 2025. So if you didn't have the opportunity to do it at Refocus, we have some of those certificates here as well. You can do it now or let us know. You can either put just write certificate in the or club level in the chat, and we'll make sure we get you one for you to sign. But if you're here in the office too and haven't done it, we encourage you to do it as well, just setting that vision for what 2025 will look like for you. And it was a lot of fun. All right. So, and again, just a reminder, here's what those club levels look like from executive all the way up through diamond. And you know what? We don't even have pinnacle on there for 2 million plus. There's a club level for that as well. Yeah. All right, so as we wrap up, just some upcoming events we want to make sure you're reminded of first and foremost. So registration is out for the Regional Conference and Awards Gala up in Traverse City in February. So just a reminder for those that may be new to us this year. So this is for all of Remax of Michigan. This is both a conference where there's some great speakers for a day, as well as there's a great fun night activity and meal. And then the awards gala is a great big celebration of all your accomplishments from the previous years, club level awards, as well as many other awards, chance to walk across the stage, receive your club level and just a great opportunity to celebrate together. So we encourage all of you to attend, and we would love to see you up there towards the end of February. And then finally, just around here as we're rounding out December. So tomorrow we'll have our monthly $20 million referral Zoom meeting at noon. Kelsey and Christy are fresh off of some great training on Bold Trail, and they will be bringing that to all of you here at the office over multiple weeks, and they have one coming up on the 13th. I got that correct, Kelsey? And there'll be multiple opportunities. So we just wanted to give you a little teaser today with some of the things that are possible, but they will be diving in depth and helping you understand everything that's possible through that system. And then Rachel has another broker mastermind coming up on the 19th. And then we get a few closures there for the Christmas holiday and closing early on New Year's Eve and close for New Year's Day. So all those things are on the company calendar. You can check it out through that QR code there as well. And we'll send out the links for everything after the meeting. So with that, that's all we got. So like I said, 10:04, not bad. So only had to listen to me for 32 minutes since we got started 2 minutes late. So not too bad, hopefully. Be around for any questions that anybody has, but hopefully you can grab some of those things and we will get to work on pulling all the dot loop data for you. Again, just it's probably about 6 more days before, it's a lot of information, before that's all completed through that automated download, and we can start then parsing it out and sending out the information for all of you. Yeah. Oh, Thursday. I'm sorry. So that's the 12th. I apologize. All right, cool. Hopefully everybody got that. All right. Well, thank you very much, everybody. Appreciate you being here.